Welcome and thanks for joining me. This short session is activity-based costing, and I look at it in terms of how we can improve the efficiency of the way we do things. Now, as an economist, I'm really passionate about efficiency. When you take into consideration that over the last 15 or 20 years, Australian industry productivity has declined quite significantly. And one of the things that we can do to improve that is improve the way we operate. We need to improve the value of the activities that we do are being paid for, and those activities that we aren't actually being paid for, which have to be embedded in the price, but we can't extract that value from the customer directly. It has to be an indirect approach. So effectively say, okay, well, if you're going to sell a hire equipment for $200 an hour, the fact that on that $200 an hour and the job that you do might be 10 hours, of those 10 hours, there's probably 20 or 30 hours that you're doing which you're not being paid for. So you have to put that price, that cost into the price when you say it's $20 an hour. So if you can improve the efficiency, it means that you can deliver a product or service at a cheaper price. So just to give you an idea. So the way I see activity-based costing, and it's a really good example, is I tend to use, when I'm going through this process, I use post-it notes in a flowchart. So you get a phone call. I want something to be done. Yeah, that's fine. I'll go and visit your site and have a discussion with you before anything else is done. Talk about the things that need to be done, how you're going to do it, what your price that you possibly potentially look at. You then make a quote. That's good. So now you send the quote out. Customer receives the quote, looks at it and says, no, not interested, or yes, they are. We go down to here. You say, okay, so then you do a purchase order or a contract. You go on site, or actually you go to do another inspection. You take the equipment, or if you're doing a service, you're doing the service in-house, so you start doing the work. You then send the report, or you look at the finished product. Happy? Sorry, not happy. Happy. Comes down to here. So once they're happy, you send the invoice. Invoice goes to their business. They look at it, approve, and you get paid. If you look at all these, what are you being paid for? You're only being paid for this, the work that you do. That's the only value that you're providing to the customer. So when you're starting looking at customer value, the only value you provide is the work. All of these others you're doing for free, effectively. So when you start, what I do then is say, okay, well, what's the cost? Firstly, time and cost. So you put a little post-it note in between here, all of these. You add up all of those costs in terms of hours. For example, phone call. 15, 20 minutes on the phone. So 20 minutes. You go out and visit, 3 hours. You do a quote, it could be 4 hours. You send the report. So that's no time to you, but the customer's it's time. Purchase order might take you an hour. You go back and redo and look at what you need to do. So that might be, say, a half hour. Work might take you, say, 3 days. You write up the information, you inspect and do all the things that you need to do. That might take you an hour. Invoice, 20 minutes. Goes to the business. nothing that you have to do here, nothing you have to do here, and then you get the dollars. So you start adding all these up, you know, so hour and 20, 7 hours and 20, 8 hours and 20, 9 hours, 10 hours, 10 hours and 20. So effectively you're looking at 2 days that you're not being paid for. That's a cost, because when you start putting dollars against these, that can add up to hundreds and hundreds and possibly thousands of dollars. It depends on how complex the project is. So if you're looking at the amount of dollars, you're not being paid for any of that. So you have to embed that, the price of those uncosted or unbillable, non-billable hours, into the price that you actually bill. So if you can reduce this from, say, 10 hours down to 5 hours, it means that you're only losing 1 day rather than the 2.5. That's why it's really important from a business perspective we look at how we manage that. And I do run some workshops based on utilising activity-based costing templates, which can help you better manage and utilise some of that. So look, if you're interested, please give me a call, 0427 008 657. I can be contacted via my email, john@c2csolutions.com.au, or alternatively, just pop onto our webpage and just have a look at some of the, or contact me through that, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. When you contact me through email or a web page, can you just make sure that you put in the most convenient time and place that I can meet? Thank you.